I want you to look at this number. $11. Hold on to it tightly, because in exactly 5 minutes, that $11 is going to transform into 11,000. Same tournament, same sport. Now, I almost didn't make this episode, because when I told my team, they shrugged. They said, Giggle, skip it. Everyone already knows FIFA is corrupt. It's old news. But they don't know how. And the absolute audacity of the people who did this to you, well, they are legally classified as a charity. Anyway, I'm Dr. Giggle. You might have seen me here, or maybe right here. Perhaps not that last one. Anyway, let's reconstruct the crime scene. Go back to Qatar 2022. $11. That is what a lower-tier group match ticket actually cost. The price of a cheap burger combo. To watch the single biggest event on Earth. Fast forward to the 2026 cycle. The lowest, absolute cheapest baseline entry ticket? $761. The math tells you the price jumped 70 times in a single tournament cycle. But it gets worse. If you want a semi-final seat in Dallas, the baseline is $11,000. So the secondary markets exploded. One single luxury ticket listed online? $2.3 million. Look, here is the illusion. You think when a country hosts the World Cup, their economy gets rich, but they don't. The host nations get the multi-billion-dollar bill, while FIFA keeps the entire bar tab. They retain the media rights, the global sponsorships, and the stadium ticket revenue. The host cities? They are politely asked to pay for the security and clean up the trash. But think about the resale market. If you are FIFA and you see scalpers making millions off your tickets, what do? You don't ban them. Instead, you build your own official resale platform. Yeah, now, guess how much of a cut they take. If you guessed 10%, you underestimate them. They take 15% from the desperate seller, but they turn right around and demand another 15% from the hopeful buyer. They invented a scalper. Then, they made the scalper themselves. 30% total, double dipping every single time a ticket changes hands. For a non-profit. Now your brain is trying to defend this. You're thinking, fine, it's supply and demand. It's the World Cup. Of course it generates money. Let me make this very simple for you. $13 billion in revenue. 0 in tax. Because FIFA is legally registered in Switzerland as a charity, I keep doing this math and it keeps not mathing. And here is the exact moment where the joke dies. That basic $761 ticket? If you live in Ghana or Haiti, that single ticket costs more than double what an ordinary person earns in an entire year. Just to stand in the very back row. Football used to be the one sport that required nothing. A ball made of rags, an open patch of dirt. It belonged to everyone. But someone built a luxury turnstile on something that used to be free. You already kind of knew this. That's why you're watching this channel. You expected a scam. But you need to understand the sheer scale of who built it. The fates of these World Cups were decided by a tiny elite executive committee. Just 22 people. But out of those 22, 13 of them were later systematically indicted or banned by international law enforcement. Wire fraud, racketeering, money laundering. More than half. Right, so when you ask why a seat costs more than a reliable used car, understand this. The system isn't broken. It was built exquisitely by people who mostly got arrested. And it works because the World Cup is a total monopoly. FIFA doesn't need you to come back next week. They can charge whatever they want, because what are you going to do? Go watch the other World Cup? There isn't one. And nobody said anything. FIFA was founded in 1904. The original governing mission was simple: to promote football for the good of the game, for everyone. 120 years later, it is worth $13 billion, pays zero tax, operates its own global scalping ring, and the cheapest ticket costs more than a year's salary in the very countries that love the sport the most, for the good of the game. So the next time someone tries to tell you that the World Cup is a beautiful celebration of a beautiful game, ask them just two things. Ask them how much the cheapest ticket costs, and ask them exactly what FIFA pays in tax. Then just watch what happens. That's the money. Now you know. You're welcome. Better subscribe before you leave. This helps me to buy World Cup tickets.